Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you's having a fantastic Wednesday wherever we are around the world. And welcome back to a breaking news episode that Liverpool have completed the signing of Hugo Ekitike. It's now official. It is confirmed that the Reds have signed their brand new number 9. And again, let me know how you lot are feeling down in the comments. I think it's an absolutely incredible signing from Liverpool. Again, initial fee of £69 million, of course, with £10 million in add-ons. And I think it's going to be one of the signings of the season. I really, really do. I think Hugo Ekitike, the way Liverpool want to build up next season and the way Liverpool want to play for next season, I think he is going to be an absolute superstar for us. And yeah, I think in the end, he'll end up being a bargain for us at the end of his Liverpool career. But again, let me know how all of you are down in the comment section down below. Of course, you're happy, are you excited, are you thrilled like I am in the fact Liverpool have gotten their man and got Hugo Ekitike in the door. Of course, if you are new around here, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and all of that good stuff. And yeah, again, fantastic news that Liverpool have now got their their fifth signing of the summer. Of course, you've already got Mamardashvili, Kirkes, Frimpong, Wirtz, and now Hugo Ekitike, which again, absolutely love the fact Liverpool have ended up getting him as well. But again, like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below. Of course, we will get into the Liverpool news of the Liverpool news side of things, of course, where it does go on to say that Liverpool agree a deal to sign Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. As they do go on to say, Liverpool have reached an agreement for the transfer from Frankfurt for forward Hugo Ekitike, subject to international clearance. The 23-year-old has successfully completed a medical and has agreed personal terms with the Reds, allowing him to fly out to Hong Kong to join his new teammates on their pre-season tour of Asia later this week. Ekitike arrives at Liverpool after a season and a half in Germany, having initially moved to Eintracht on loan from PSG. It does go on to say the attacker netted 26 goals and 64 appearances for Frankfurt and was named in the Bundesliga Team of the Season for the 24-25 season. Previously, the France Under-21 international, who began his professional journey at Reims, has turned out 33 times for PSG and claimed a league-owned title, league winners medal. Ekitike becomes the latest addition to Arne Slot squad this summer, following the likes of Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kirkes, Georgi Mamardashvili, and of course Florian Wirtz. It does go on to say his squad number will be confirmed later this summer, and supporters can see more content, including a first interview from Ekitike on liverpoolfc.com and the club's official social media soon, of course, because again, all the social media team is currently out in Hong Kong. So again, Liverpool have not been able to do the first interview. You'd probably guess that's going to be tomorrow at some point. But again, great news, fantastic news. The Liverpool have completed the deal for Hugo Ekitike. I think a lot of us really was waiting for a bit of confirmation around it because, again, you know, look, we knew that he was having this medical today, but we had no real information until about, what was it, around 6, 7 p.m. that, again, he had completed his medical. And then, yeah, bang, Liverpool straight away put it out that Liverpool have completed the signing of Hugo Ekitike. And like I said to you guys, I think it'll be an absolute brilliant transfer, I really do. I think Liverpool have an idea in mind of where he'll play, of course. Now, there's different reports going around at the moment, you know, again, where Liverpool want to see Hugo Ekitike play. It is, in my honest opinion, is as Liverpool's number 9. I know some people are still clinching onto the hope of Alexander Isak to join this summer, but in my honest opinion, I think Ekitike was always the striker. Don't get me wrong, I think Alexander Isak, I think if Liverpool could have got the deal done, that they would have done it, absolutely. But I think Hugo Ekitike, from what Liverpool planned to do this summer, was always the plan. And I do really believe that, again, he fits the system, the way we want to play, the way, again, Arne Slot wants his number 9 to work as. I think Hugo Ekitike is the perfect player for that. And again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section down below before we take more news on Hugo Ekitike. But again, it's a fantastic signing. And look, I can't wait to see him in action. I think maybe Saturday might be a bit too soon for him because, of course, he has to obviously meet up with the Liverpool team, the medical staff, and of course the training out in Hong Kong. Maybe Arne Slot might think he's ready. Of course, he was a part of Frankfurt's pre-season plans, and of course he was recently on the bench, wasn't he, for a game for Frankfurt. Of course, he never played, but still was in feature for it, of course. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. But big up Scouse as well, saying delighted we have him now. Same, absolutely same. I think he, for me, he's definitely a special talent. And look, if we, like I'm talking about the Alexander Isak stuff, for me, he is the closest player that we could have got to him on the market. I know people will go, and I've seen people talk about, when we released YouTube Shorts a couple of days ago about how didn't Liverpool go after Gyökeres, or how didn't Liverpool go for Victor Osimhen, for example. They're just not the players Liverpool or Arne Slot wants. So again, similar to like Alexander Isak can drop deep and link up play with the midfields. It's not like a player that can run in behind. I think Liverpool, Arne Slot especially, doesn't want that type of player. I think, again, like we saw a bit from Diogo Jota last season, who initially would come into midfield and obviously link up play. I think Ekitike is the perfect player for that. Again, somebody who is very versatile, can play on the left, can play down the centre. But I think his link-up play and his overall ability on the ball, I think, is the reason why Liverpool have gone for him. Again, he's a good finisher. I think when you look at his finishing inside the box, he does actually have quite good finishing. I think the overall perspective of the link-up play between him, Salah, Wirtz, if Szoboszlai plays in the 10 as well, I think overall that's what we want. We want free-flowing football. I think Ekitike helps with that for sure. And I think it's really the start of Liverpool building the blocks of build-up and obviously destroying teams in that way as well. But Sky says, this team we have assembled is off the charts. The sky is the limit. Wait until Wirtz actually gets going. Him alone would help us massively. But with all the others too, I'm dreaming big as well. Well, Liverpool not done. That's the other thing with the Ekitike stuff. We know for a fact Liverpool are not done. Again, Paul Joyce. Funny enough, I'm looking here on the notes I've got. Obviously the spending spree is almost at 300 million and is set to continue. And that's from, again, Paul Joyce, who is Mr. Reliable, isn't he? Who, by the way, went missing for 2 weeks, and now is all of a sudden back. Which again, it's great news. But the one thing for me, and again, the bit I've got in my notes right here, where the data team, and again, Hugo Ekitike, he is screaming a data signing, because again, like I said, in terms of people wanting Alexander Isak and wanting somebody who is potentially like him. Again, Newcastle wanted him, Chelsea wanted him, Arsenal even took a look at him as well. Again, reporting from the Athletic. But Liverpool's data team, according to Lewis Steele, claims that only 2 players were better than him in the data test, and that was Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. Now, I know a couple of people will be looking at and going, oh, wait a minute, what about Isak? I think Isak is quite similar in that sense. I think, obviously, in the data aspect of things, I think, obviously, Ekitike is probably slightly better because of age. But I think, obviously, in an overall perspective, I do think Isak is a bit higher than Ekitike. But even still, I think in terms of what we want to play and how we want to build up, I think Ekitike is perfect for it, really. And just judging and taking a look at, again, all the notes. Again, David Lynch mentioning that Ekitike only had eyes for Liverpool. Of course, we know now, due to the Athletic, that Chelsea had a bid rejected back in June. For Ekitike before they went after João Pedro, and supposedly Ekitike also told Chelsea no. He only had eyes for Liverpool, which again, it's great for Liverpool that is the case, because at the moment we are only signing players that only want Liverpool, which is great. It's fantastic, and that's the type of players you want to sign, and not keep older players as well that want to leave. And you want everybody committed to the project. And and moving as one really in that type of way as well, to build on the success of last season. And again, Liverpool are trying to build a dynasty now of, like what Man City did over the years, where they went on to win 4 Premier Leagues in a row. Liverpool want to do something very similar. But again, I don't think it's just with the Premier League. I think Liverpool realistically want to win everything, and want to win everything every single season as well. Or mainly, of course, win the European Cup. Because again, that's the one I think Arne Slot very much wants, is the European Cup with Liverpool. But again, get your comments in, guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Hugo Ekitike, because look, I think it's an absolute brilliant signing for Liverpool. I really do. Of course, we're going to have a video come out probably out tomorrow talking about why he is the perfect striker for us. I think he is truly somebody that, again, for the age, he's just turned 23. He has 3-4 years of development, still, even though he's had a pretty experienced career so far. Again, he's played for PSG, where when PSG had Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, for example. He's had, obviously his time in Germany, of course, playing in Europa League, playing at a high level as well. And I think that's something very interesting, the way, again, for Liverpool, you look at how he plays and how he's been used. Certainly the first half of last season, and I think more certainly the second half of the season, when Marmoush left to go to Manchester City. Again, he was the man trying to progress Frankfurt up. And again, I'm not saying him solely got Frankfurt Champions League football, but he was a huge part of the system that got them Champions League football for next season, of course. But again, for me, I think Ekitike can only get better, and this is the base of him, really. I think it's a very, very exciting player to, of course, look at and have a look what Liverpool are going to use as well for Ekitike. But again, looking at the Athletic now, saying that Arne Slot spelled out exactly where he saw Ekitike fitting in at Anfield as a dynamic number 9, capable of bursting in behind and also dropping in deeper and linking play up when needed. So again, when we talk about false 9 and having Liverpool having that false 9 role back, I think Ekitike is going to fill that role perfectly. I really, really do. And again, I think we will end up seeing more goals, more assists this season, I think, than what we did last year. And again, Liverpool, probably for the first 6 months of the season, was playing rapid, fluent football. I think it'll get even better next season for sure. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Ibu seems to be having the time of his life this preseason. Hard to imagine him enjoying himself this much elsewhere. True. Again, if you go and watch the preseason video earlier on, Ibu's laughing his head off quite a few times. But big up Martin as well, saying nice one, mate. Delighted as well. Well, where would you? I think when Liverpool are done in the transfer market, it's going to be quite hard to rank the signings, really, because again, having Giorgio Mamardashvili come in, Vert, Frimpong, Kirkes as well, now Ekitike. And that's the exciting part about it. Liverpool are not done. Don't get that twisted either. Liverpool are firmly not done in this transfer window. Again, Paul Joyce has confirmed it that Liverpool are nowhere near done. And I think with that being said, of course, with Liverpool spending at the moment just below 300 million, I do think Liverpool are only going to bring in 2 more players as of things right now. With departures, it may end up being 3, I would say. But as of things right now, again, we were going to talk about it, obviously with the news about Bayern Munich with Luis Diaz. I do think Liverpool will sign in a left winger. I do. I know, obviously, James Pierce coming out and saying Liverpool are not interested in Rodrigo. I don't think that's true, personally. I think there is a quite evident. There's quite, there's loads of evidence there that Liverpool want Rodrigo. I think Lewis Steele, come out and said that, look, Liverpool do want to get him in. And I think at the moment, Liverpool are going to weigh up their options when that bid does finally come in from Bayern Munich. But yeah, I think centre back, and I think left wing, and I think Liverpool will be done in the transfer window then. But again, if something else does happen in the transfer window, then who knows? Liverpool might go after a certain Alexander Isak, maybe, potentially. But again, that's all predictions at the present moment in time. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Again, I think it's a brilliant signing for us. And the one thing I'd also say as well, that I think many rival fans have kind of taken way out of context. Because I saw something earlier on that, like people still claiming it's 95 million. It's not. It's nowhere near it. Not even in euros. It's nowhere near it. Again, Liverpool have spent 69 million pounds on it, Hugo Ekitike, and if Liverpool go on to win the Premier League and go on to win the Champions League, which I do expect Liverpool to go on and do, we will end up paying 79 million for him. Which, again, first for a player who has a full load of potential to become one of the best in Europe, I think that's a really good deal. Because this is the other thing as well, where people, obviously, when we compare, myself and other Liverpool supporters out there compare Ekitike with Alexander Isak, was Isak this good at that age? I think no, in my opinion. I think, again, when he first came to Newcastle, he was decent, but he wasn't at the level he was now. And this is where I think also Hugo Ekitike is also in that same bracket of, at the moment, Ekitike is at a certain level. I think now, because he's in a Liverpool team that's going to be free-flowing, you've got the likes of Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Florian Wirtz, Dom Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister. I think that, pool of players, I think we'll get the best out of him. I really do. And when we talk about, people that can finish and obviously help in that regard, again, like I said, I think if you look at Ekitike's numbers in the box, I think he does have a really good finishing in the box, of course, and that's mainly what he's going to end up doing. I think, in terms of allowing the likes of the likes of Cody Gakpo to become a lot more free. I think Mo Salah as well. I think when we talk about the goals and assists of last season, where Mo got unbelievable records of goals and assists, I think certainly more so the assists. I think Ekitike will help out with that. I think, again, when we talk about chances, being missed or, chances created, I think Ekitike will put more away than what Darwin Núñez did, for example, last season for Liverpool. I think Ekitike will be that for Liverpool as well, or do the same. But yeah, I think the goals will definitely go up, I think, next season, especially when you've got now the creative force of Wirtz, Salah, and Ekitike as well. I think that triangle will be amazing for us, for sure. Absolutely. But let me quickly see if there is any more news on the Ekitike stuff. Because, again, on Liverpool, there's nothing on Liverpool's website because, again, basically all the media team is in Hong Kong right now. So in terms of getting an interview over and, again, anything like that, has been no real news on that. Again, I did read, I would go and recommend as well, if everyone can go and read the Athletics report on it. Again, inside the Hugo Ekitike deal, how months of groundwork and Slot's meeting fended off rivals. Again, like I said, I'm looking at it right now. Goes on to say that, again, Chelsea explored a move, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Arsenal all wanted Hugo Ekitike. Again, Chelsea did put in a bid in June. It did get rejected by Liverpool, not by Liverpool, by Frankfurt, sorry. And also it did get rejected by Hugo Ekitike. He wanted Liverpool, as it has gone to say, by a senior recruitment figure at Anfield has been aware of Ekitike's potential since he was playing for Reims in France, but the club's pursuit of him started in earliest of January. When Liverpool made the first contact with the players' representatives, it accelerated at the end of the season, where Liverpool head coach Arne Slot outlined his vision to Ekitike over where he saw him fitting into the Premier League winning squad. It does go on to say it is a huge sum for a 23-year-old who is uncapped by a senior international level, but it reflects Liverpool's faith in the striker who developed a reputation as one of the most exciting young talents in German football during his 17 months at Frankfurt. It does go on to say that the Athletic spoke to multiple sources with acknowledgement of the deal, all of whom spoke anonymously to respect their position, to piece together the story of how one of Europe's most coveted attackers players ended up on Merseyside. It does go on to say it was when Ekitike was playing at Reims in League One in the 21-22 season that he was first appeared on Liverpool's radar. He scored 10 goals in 24 appearances in that campaign, a record that persuaded PSG to sign him on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy for 35 million euros. It does go on to say it was not a well-timed move. Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe were all at the club during the time, and Ekitike started only one game the first 3 months under the PSG management. The lack of opportunities led to his confidence dwelling and underwhelming performances. He scored 3 goals in 25 appearances in Ligue 1 that season. His loan spell became permanent in the summer of 23, but now head coach Luis Enrique deemed Ekitike surplus to requirements. The forward was condemned to the club's negotiation bomb squad. Oh, that's what it says, but I don't know why it says that. But yeah, basically got dumped out of PSG. Again, went over to Frankfurt and developed himself brilliantly, which, again, I think when people say about Ekitike because I've seen a few people say, oh, he's only got a certain amount of goals to appearances level as well. The fact he's just turned, I'm going to say 22, because again, he's only just turned 23. But again, the development side of things, I just see him as somebody that can develop into being a superstar. I really, really do. I think when we talk about somebody who is very versatile in the forward line, again, like we mentioned earlier, he can play as a false nine, can play as a player running in between the defenders, of course, playing in the half spaces as well. I think Hugo Ekitike will be just a goal machine for Liverpool in terms of creating and finishing for us as well. Him playing alongside Florian Wirtz, I think will really be something special as well. But I would really go and recommend going over and checking the Athletics report on it, because I think it is a really, really good read as well. I do believe that as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Hello, Ben, as well, by the way, saying yes, Con. Hopefully you are doing well. But yeah, no, I think Hugo Ekitike, for me, great signing. I think Liverpool have got a real talent on their hands. Hopefully we will see him being a part of the squad for the game against AC Milan on was it Saturday afternoon our time? I think it is. I think it's 12:30 on Saturday that the Reds are playing. I'm not doing well. Why? What's going on? We haven't signed Isak yet. Ekitike is better. Wait, what? Look, I don't think we sign Isak now, Ben. I don't. I think maybe next summer there might be a possibility, but as of things right now, I think Isak is staying at Newcastle. I just don't think he'll sign a new contract, which then I think will probably get more teams involved in the bidding war next season, because again, I think you're not only then looking at English clubs, I think you're looking at European clubs, even Barcelona, if they somehow got the money, because of course Lewandowski's going to be leaving. But again, PSG, I think obviously they've got Dembele at the minute, but still, if they could get him, I think PSG could be a real possibility for Isak, for sure. I really do believe that. To be honest, I'm happy with Ekitike. Just a heavy price to slap on him after one decent season. But to be fair, I would say it is a progression, though, isn't it? Again, you could say the same about Marmoush at City, for example. Again, he had a good season, and they ended up splashing the cash on him because they thought he was the right guy. And that's the thing. I'm more, again, if this wasn't data driven, I would be a lot more concerned, and I would be. But based off data, we signed, and I know you don't like data, Ben, but we've signed Bobby Firmino, Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, who else? Sadio Mane was a data driven signing. Alexis McAllister was data. Ryan Gravenberch was data. There's loads more in Liverpool squad. Mo Salah was a data signing. So yeah, it's realistically, when you look at Liverpool's, not so much history, when you look at more recent transfers, I would say the Liverpool players in the squad right now, that probably wasn't backed up by data. I would say is probably what, Darwin and Endo potentially, because again, Endo was kind of, a Jurgen Klopp signing in terms of, again, he wanted that type of player in the squad. But I think on an overall perspective, the majority of the squad is obviously data driven for sure. But I think data overall will get it right more than wrong. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Look, of course, you can't just sign players based off data, because look, there's been people through history that on paper they look unbelievable, should win, go on to win Ballon d'Ors and become the best player in the world, for example. But you have to mix that with, again, the eye test really, or kind of, what they look like in real life, in terms of, again, data and what the manager at the time thinks of them. Like, again, the biggest one in Liverpool's history is Mo Salah. Again, Michael Edwards, Michael Edwards, Ian Graham, they were the two that really pushed Mo Salah on Jurgen Klopp to go like, oh, no, we think you should go for him. We all know the story that he wanted Julian Brandt, and he was committed to go and get Julian Brandt from Leverkusen at the time. And look, you look at the moves now, look at Julian Brandt's career to Mo Salah's, and look at the way Liverpool was at the time. If we went on to sign Julian Brandt instead of Mo Salah, Liverpool don't win Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. Yes, we might have got Mo Salah in the future, but again, I don't think Liverpool go on and have the success we have had if Mo Salah wasn't a part of the team, for sure. Or at least give us a chance of it working. Yeah, absolutely. A guy in our work won the pot in Fantasy Prem, and he doesn't watch football, but he's a nerd who loved looking at that data a lot. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of fantasy football, hang on a minute. I will quickly get it up now and get it in the chat. Hang on a minute, because this is going to take me 5 seconds. Premier League Fantasy, because I did want to put the link in the chat to join the Cop Council League. If you want to, you can join our FPL League. We will post it on the community tab as well, and also on Twitter. So obviously make sure you are coming and checking out. Anyway, I'm going to check, so I'm going to have to sign in to FPL as well to get the links shared. Go away, Ben, as well, just in your message. Speaking of fancy football, your team is dead. You've not even seen it. Like that's how stupid the comment is. Like, you've not even seen my team. Like, what are you chatting? Where do we go? Can I share that? No, that's to leave the group. I don't want to do that. Can I invite players? Copy auto link. There we go. So, if you guys, Jesus Christ. So if you guys want to join our FPL League, again, that's the link to join as of right now. So again, you guys click the link. Again, automatically join the league if you are interested in FPL. Again, I'll bring it up over the next couple of days, of course, as well. But again, I'm looking forward to this year's fantasy football. And again, I will be getting Ekitike in the team once he is available. I'm not going to show my FPL team now. We might do a single show doing it. We might do a repeated show on it. this season as well. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway. But let me see if can I pin that to the stream? Hang on a chat. If I can pin that, then that will be absolutely boss. Hang on a minute. Where are we by? Ben, I'm not showing you. Go away. If you want to see the team, Ben, you can private message me. But as of things right now, no. Pin message. There we go. So, do you guys want to join FPL? You can click the link. Obviously, follow us on there. Again, it will be on the community tab in a moment. And again, people can join via the community tab as well anyway. But again, if you are watching on the repeat, do let me know your guys' thoughts on Hugo Ekitike. Again, I think it's a brilliant signing for us, but I don't think it is the last for Liverpool now this summer. I do think we will go on to sign more, and hopefully, we can maybe add one or two more and be a little bit more greedy in this transfer window anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on Hugo Ekitike. I think it's a boss deal, and yeah, I can't wait to see him in a Liverpool shirt. But until next time, guys, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight. Hopefully, you guys have a good rest of your nights wherever you are around the world, and hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. But I've been Connor from the Cup Council. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.